What's going on, people? It's your man, the YB, back once again. So, we got another update regarding Dave, the White Rhino, Allen. Here we go. IFL, a leak here. Allen versus Wilder in the autumn. When is autumn? Winter. I never got that this season, I ain't gonna lie to you. Summer's definitely hot. That's what I know for a fact, and winter's cold. When does autumn and spring come in? Is that the same thing, autumn and spring? I don't know, but I assume it's okay. Summer's summertime, so that's until like what, September or something. And then I'm not sure autumn is when. Autumn's before spring, so it must be like Q1. Let's make it up as we go along, man. Let's call it Q1 26. IFL TV, who we know hang out the back of Eggy Hearn, have leaked the following. Here we go. Eggy Hearn has revealed to us that he's been told that Deontay Wilder's manager, Shelley Winkelsteinowitz, is open to the idea of Wilder fighting Dave Allen later this year. Maybe autumn's Q4 then. I thought that was winter, but whatever. Q4. They're talking about Allen versus Wilder, the bronze basketball player. Yeah? And they put here, what do you think of this fight? Now, to tell the truth here, I've kind of cucked you, man. This ain't really the topic. This fight, if you watch Dave Allen's videos like I do, you know this ain't really what's next. And I don't even necessarily think, I know Dave likes it, I don't think, I prefer him in there with Joe Joyce. I know I keep shilling for Joe Joyce, but I think Joe Joyce deserves derbies now. Joe Joyce was never going to fight Fisher. That said, at the time when Fisher was the guy, I said Joe Joyce versus Fisher. I don't mind. I think Joe will be too slow, and Dave loves that overhand right. Joe's right there for it, and that'll be a British blockbuster. And in my opinion, there's much less downside. Joe's got a good gas tank though, so Dave has to come in shape. But listen, we've seen Hrgovic do it. We've seen Chisora do it. Right, a 50-year-old Chisora has pulled it off and knocked Joe Joyce down. So the Wilder situation is, if Wilder comes in there confident and the hand's going, he's big gangly range. Look at Tony Bellew. Tony Bellew was barking off at Wilder, saying, yeah, I want Wilder. Then he met Wilder and was like, whoa, he's just too long. And when you got slow feet like Dave does have, that length, and whatever you say about Wilder is, he has been a world champion. And when you've been a world champion, there is a certain class to it. He knocked Fury down a couple times, right? That's the bottom line here, people. He did knock Fury down a few times. We know them fights weren't rigged at the very least. Yeah? Parker couldn't knock Wilder down. Zhang knocked Wilder down, but that's big old Zhang's 6'8" and 290 pounds. And he's not like a big stiff idiot. Zhang's got quick ass hands. Yeah? And again, he's in another era, Zhang would have been a world champion, for example. Yeah? So of that caliber, Zhang caught Wilder, and in my opinion, Wilder was doing some stupid shit. He knocked him out ultimately, but it was stupid. I'm not sure. At that point, Zhang to me looked like he was gassing, and that fight could have ended up going to points if Wilder didn't start spinning around in circles and shit. The point is, Wilder's been in there with all these guys. Parker couldn't put him out, right? So you got to believe Dave Allen's going to be able to outbox Wilder. The thing about Parker is, Parker's in and out. Very quick hands. In and out. Gas for days. Yeah? That's how he beat Wilder. You telling me Dave coming in plodding, yeah, like it? No, not Wilder. I don't like Wilder. There's much better other fights out there. Chisora's out there, much more winnable, less risky. If Wilder turns up, man, it's not going to be a fun night. It's not. He might not turn up, but why take that risk with Wilder for when there's so many other names out there? British Derby names, which maybe is big. Maybe I'm wrong. But how big's Wilder now? What numbers is he doing? He's not a world champion now. When Dave fights him, I don't see how it's any bigger than Chisora versus Dave Allen at the O2. And the Chisora fight's winnable. Yeah? Or Dave Allen versus Dillian White rematch after Itama's had a go on him. I don't see how that's bigger. And it's, again, the winnability of it. Wilder's gangly, man. Very gangly. What big gangly heavyweights as experienced heavyweights has Dave Allen been in there with? I don't think he's been in there with someone 6'7" and rangy. It's a bit like fighting with Dave Allen want to fight a Coley. I mean, I wouldn't, again, I'm not saying Dave would lose. I'm not saying Dave don't have a chance against Wilder. I'm saying I think he can clean up of the world-class has-beens level. Yeah? And Wilder's a world-class has-been, but It's the wrong world class has been. You don't want to. I'll sit here and tell you Wilder can't punch, but you don't want to be the guy that we find out he can punch on. You know what I'm saying? Whereas Joe Joyce wasn't able to stop Chisora, wasn't able to stop Hrgovic, and look wary. British derby's there. Chisora couldn't stop Wallin, so you know what you're dealing with. Yeah, Wilder's, to be fair to him, Wilder's looked bad against. Look how good Joe Parker is now. Look how good Zhang was. He's looked bad against the absolute pinnacle, right? That's a whole different ball game to just above British level. Wilder, I'm not sure Wilder. When has Wilder looked bad against just above British level? When? Show me a fight. He's looked bad against top 5 in the world. That's not where Dave Allen's at this point. So I don't listen. Dave's got to get his name out there and get in the mix, but he's not stupid. He's already said, and we're going to segue to that now. And of course, from his point of view, probably I don't even know why he wants that one for, apart from the old time namesake. I just think it's not. It's all wrong. It's all wrong for. That's not the style Dave Allen wants. He needs someone who, just too big, man. Wilder's too big. I think he's too gangly, and Dave's feet are too slow, and it will be long for him. It's not. Wilder knows how to use the ring. If that makes sense. Against a dude with slow feet. Now, if you're Parker hopping in, hopping out, maybe not so much. But if you're plodding onto him, who's done well plodding at Wilder? Even Fury, when he beat him in the second fight, Fury's in and he's out. And again, Fury's same height as Wilder and heavier. So he's in and he's out, and he's popping him and whatnot. If you're plodding with Wilder and trying to get there, and he's that jab. If you think Fisher's jab, Fisher can't box, man. Wilder's jab, it's very rangy, and he's people. Whatever you say about him, he did get to the World Championship. And if you watch the Bermain-Stavern one fight, when Bermain-Stavern come to fight, that's what I'm saying. Bermain-Stavern's similar to Dave Allen in as much as the feet are slow, and it was a heavy bag session for Wilder. Yeah, that's how he won his belt. I'm not saying Bermain-Stavern's the best ever, but at that point, he was a world champion, and at this point, it's probably fair to say he's about Dave Allen's level. And you saw how that went for Bermain-Stavern. Ended up in the hospital. So yeah. Listen, if Dave was 10-1 underdog, I'd back him to beat Wilder. In terms of strategically, I wouldn't put 100 on Wilder to win a tenner beating Dave Allen. That said, I think there's better trees to be barking at. To be honest, I think there's more upside in someone like a Coley. I think Dave said he doesn't want to fight a Coley, but I'm thinking I'd rather fight a Coley than Wilder. A Coley, he can. We've seen. Ooh, that's crazy, man. This setup's mad. This is mad. I can't be doing this, people. I can't be balancing my microphone on this desk like this no more, man. I'm too old. I'm 32 years old, bro. I can't be doing this no more, man. I can't be living like this. This is wicked. Yeah, can't be doing this no more. Too old for this shit. I ain't 19 no more, bro. You know, I need a proper setup. Can't be doing this at 32. It's not the same look as it was when I was 18. But no, what was I saying? I was rambling about something or other. Anyway, that was a good bar I had as well. That's annoying. What are we talking about? Anyway, I've rambled on about that. I don't think this fight will happen. I don't put it past Wilder though. Wilder will lick his lips. He loves these kind of fights, and that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't put it past. Wilder will jump at this. He lets his hand go when he thinks it's all psychological for him. He will let his hands go when he thinks there's something sweet there. Yeah, and you don't want to be that guy he wants to let his hands go on. End of the day, whatever you say about him, he's never had a problem putting out British level-ish dudes. I can't think of one. And even Ortiz, yes, he was 65, but you saw what Ortiz, unless it was a fix, which is possible, unless Ortiz was paid to jump on the floor, if we assume you saw what Ortiz did to Dave Allen, unfit, fair enough, late notice, fair enough, but still, Dave Allen said that was eye-opening, and Wilder just whoosh, and sparkled him. Yeah, you don't want and I wonder about Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn, man, you can't trust him. Good managing of Dave Allen. Fighters like Dave Allen will believe he can beat anyone, and rightfully so. Well, no, Dave's quite humble. He doesn't say he'll knock a Tamar out, but still, he'll believe. And listen, he might do it, but you don't want to be. You know what I mean? It's not one of the ones where you can hope to do it. I'd hope he could beat Joe Joyce, Chisora, etc., etc. Those are the ones where you can see that Joe Joyce is so slow. Chisora's old and slow. Dillian White, old and slow. What other names have we got here? A Coley. That was it. That's what I was talking about before the mic fell off. The Moody Mike situation happened. Okolie, I'd rather the Okolie one. Why? You saw what Bill and Smith did. Dave's a wily heavyweight, and you saw what Bill and Smith did. When you step onto him, and if he can't land that punch, he shits himself. Whereas Wilder, I'm trying to think. Wilder will clam up, but he won't. I haven't seen him so much capitulate. He did make it to the end of Parker and didn't get knocked down 4 times like Okolie did, right? He doesn't fall apart as such. He'll shell up, but he won't fall apart. Okolie, if you get on him, he will fall apart and melt in front of your eyes. I've seen it with Bill and Smith. So I'd rather do something like that. And Okolie's got the ranking, and Okolie likes fighting lower level dudes. You can't tell me Lorraine is any better than Dave Allen. Sorry. End of the day. So that would be my base case anyway on the Wilder situation. Now let's move on to the more relevant news. Dave Allen comes out and he let slip here a day ago, but he doesn't say too much. Here we go. About what's next for him.
The most interesting one for me is Hrgovic Adelaide. Adelaide's vacated his British title. So we'll have to see TKV will box with a vacant title. Who could it be? There's a few people, I'm sure, trying to line themselves up for it. But we'll have to see what happens. Could it be me? Could be me. I'd like it to be me, to be honest. And I think we're definitely going to try and make that fight happen for the British. But anyway, Adelaide, Hrgovic.
So, this is crazy. I thought Adelaide versus, what's his name? Jamie TKV was done and bang on, right? But apparently it's not. Adelaide is now fighting Hrgovic. He's getting punched up. Either way, though, and this is what I like about life here. Often it tends to work out, and for Dave Allen, it seems to be working out right now for him. Yeah, this is exactly the fight he needs. Jamie TKV cannot punch for toffee. His gas is suspect. All he's got is a jab, from what I've seen. He's quite quick, to be fair to him. His feet. He's quite quick. His feet shift in and out. But if Dave's fit and can hunt him down and get over that jab early on and have the gas to go 10, 12, it'll be 12 rounds for a British title fight. I got Dave all day and night, and there's no risk there. TKV can't punch. He can't punch at all. He's not a puncher. So it will be like a high level version of Johnny Fisher. Just chase him down. If Dave comes in fit as well with gas to burn and just walked right into him, I got Dave knocking out TKV. I'm not convinced of his chops, and that'll be honestly one of the better ways to win a heavyweight title. In terms of, I think there was a time when Huey Fury boxed Sam Sexton for a British title. It's like one of them ones. TKV's solid. It's not a giveaway belt. It's not a gimme belt. It's a fair representation of what British level is. But someone like Adelele, he's got heavy hands. I'm not sure TKV does. TKV's trickier in other ways, but heavy hands is always risky in heavyweight boxing, regardless of how good your chin is. If I had to fight someone, I'd rather them have trickier feet and a bit of speed. And for heavyweights early on, that speed, I'll be surprised if TKV's got the same energy in the first 6 as the last 6. So Dave's plan for that is very simple. Yeah, Warthog, hands on your head, all over him, and he could knock him out. To be fair, so I'm really happy for Dave. That's what's looking like it's gonna fall into place. Let's not talk about Wilder, man. Let's not get carried away here. And I understand financially he wants that one, but there's loads of derbies to be had, bro. There's loads of winnable derbies. I'm not sure what this narrative is that, listen, Turkey's around. Will Turkey just put big money up for Dave Allen versus Wilder? Maybe. And Dave Allen did say that his theory is, well, if I fight Wilder and get knocked out, I can then drop back down to the Chisoras, Dillian White, Joe Joyce's type skiing scene. Which is true to some extent. At the same time, I'm not sure Wilder knocks Dave Allen out. But if he did, yeah, confidence. What Dave Allen's known as the guy I can take a shot. Well, if Wilder sparks you and it sets you back, you ain't got time to be getting set back right now, bro. I'm pretty confident Joe Joyce wouldn't stop Dave Allen at this point. I'm pretty confident Chisora wouldn't stop Dave Allen at this point. I'm pretty sure Dillian White wouldn't stop Dave Allen at this point. He didn't stop him way back when. You see what I'm saying? So, You don't want to. Who knows the effects of that? You when you go into a fight and you know your chin's solid, it's another. Look at AJ. Yeah. And you go into a fight and you know your chin's solid, and you've never been popped before. Once you get popped, it's like you can't. Then you're like, oh, yeah. That mentality you've got of worst case, I can take a shot. That's gone, and who knows what's left at that point with Dave Allen. So you got to be smart here. And who am I to say he shouldn't make $4 million? You're right. Well, I'd get knocked out by Wilder for 10 grand probably. You know, I get knocked out. Wilder could have a go on me for 10 grand. So I'm not here sitting here judging, man. The day if I got paid, you know what I mean. Dave's getting offered a couple of mil or $1 million even to get. Well, he could beat Wilder. I'm not saying he couldn't. I'm just thinking pure, not non-financially, strategically. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I want Dave to keep winning. That's what I want him to keep doing. End of the day, I don't think there's no. I mean, if he beat Wilder, it would be fantastic, wouldn't it? It would be fantastic. It's the odds of it, though. What are the odds of that happening? What are the odds of a plodding heavyweight who's had success plodding at Wilder? I mean, he hasn't. Yeah, I just don't know. I'm just not sure. I can't think of a name. Someone who's had great success plodding at him. Yeah. Even Hellenius at the time, yes, was the fight rigged? We don't know. But Hellenius punched up that Polish dude. I've got his name now twice. He was supposed to be one of the guys coming up. Hellenius looked good, and then Wilder sparks him in a round. Now, was that paid? Was he paid off to dive? That's possible. But if he wasn't paid off to dive, you got to be thinking, Hellenius at that time, you'd assume is around the same level as Dave Allen in terms of what he's done. And I think that Polish dude that Hellenius punched up, I forgot his name, they were hyping about him for a period of time. Let's have a look. Wilder box rec. Completely forgot his name. What's his name now? I kept banging on about him. But he's better than Johnny Fisher. And Hellenius bashed him around the ring. To be honest. Bashed him around the ring. What's his name? Kawanaki. Adam Kawanaki. Yeah? At the time he was 20-0. And that was, he's up next. And Hellenius punched him up twice. Wilder fought him on the back of his best wins ever. And Kawanaki's better than Fisher. Right? 1 round. Hellenius is on the heap on the floor. Now again, it could be rigged, to be fair. I'm not saying Wilder didn't pay him to jump on the floor. But Wilder don't have a problem with these type of men. That's the end of the day. And even look at, okay, this is what I'm saying. Hellenius was doing well against AJ. Yeah? It took AJ, how many rounds? It took him 7 rounds to get Hellenius out of there. Wilder did him in 1. And that performance Hellenius was having against AJ was similar to the Polish fights he was having. That Polish, what's his name again? Come on, man, what's his name? That Polish Donny he punched up, I just mentioned him. Kawanaki. Hellenius was doing alright. He was in the kind of half in there. Took AJ 7 rounds. Wilder. Yeah, so if it isn't, I don't know, I'm not there. Oh, it could be rigged. It could be Wilder paid his sparring partner, his former sparring partner, Hellenius to jump on the floor. But if he didn't, do you really want to be getting in there? Wilder knows how to deal with. He doesn't have a problem with that. He gets his mind in the game. When he thinks you're a pudding, his hands are going, man. You don't want to turn up on that night. You don't want to be in there on that night. You just don't. I'm sorry. That's not going to be good if you're in there. And even if Dave doesn't get knocked out cold, you don't want to be taking a pasting. Wow, there's a big... Look at Tony. Tony Bellew knows boxing. Tony Bellew said, I felt him and it's the range. If it took you 4 rounds to get to Fisher, who's got a piddly little jab, and Dave said he could have started earlier, but the point is, it took you 4 rounds to start getting to Fisher, who's your height, more or less, no speed, and useless. Wilder's got another, Wilder's range. Wilder's got 4 inches of height on you, 10 inches of reach probably on you, and he's got them little skinny legs, which means his feet just move quicker. Not the most coordinated, but his feet. Trust me, Wilder's athletic. I've seen him play basketball. Seriously, he's athletic, no doubt about it. There's a reason Tony Bellew, who knows boxing, didn't want Wilder. Yeah, there's a reason he didn't want it. And Tony Blue's actually more of a boxer than Dave Allen. He's not as much of a plodder. So yeah, this Wilder idea, just no. Maybe after you've done the British derbies. But I guess at that point, you wouldn't necessarily intersect. Dave's riding this Johnny Fisher win to try and be a smart idiot against Wilder. I just don't advise. Listen, man, Dave does... I'm not sure Dave does well in a rut. I'm not sure Dave does well in a hole. Yeah? And there's a chance that Wilder puts Dave Allen back in a hole. Right? Dave Allen right now, he's had arguably two good wins. He does well when... Confidence breeds confidence. Why would you want to... Okay, you get... Listen, I get it. Dave's on his way out. He's probably got, what, no more than max 10 fights. Right? Max. That's probably really extreme. The absolute top will be 10 fights. Do you look to... The thing is, though, yeah, if you want to cash out and get knocked out, potentially... If I was Dave, this is how I'd plot it. I'd say, okay, I'll do some British derbies. I'll win the British belt. I'll fight Joe Joyce. I'll fight Chisora. Fight Dillian White. Let's assume Dave Allen beats all them, which in my opinion at his best he could do and probably should do at this point. At that point, by the time you've got them wins, you're going to be knocking around in the top 10, top 5, and you can get knocked out by a Talma, who by that point, 2-3 years from now, is going to be the next AJ. Bosh. You can get sparkled by him, potentially. And wicked, you got your payday. Doing it this way, knocked out by Wilder now, earlier, potentially. You got to rebuild then. That Johnny Fisher buzz. Wait, where are you getting that from? People like Dillian White, Chisora, Joe Joyce, are they really going to want to fight you after Wilder had a go on you? It's not the same. Now you've got the British Derby buzzer behind you. For me, Dave Allen's now in that realm of White, Joe Joyce, Dillian White, Chisora. You get the point. He's in that British Derby realm now. Keep that. Stay there, man. Exciting fights. Low risk fights. You'll see the shots coming fights. Wilder, I ain't sure you're seeing them shots coming, bro. There is a different level to when you have someone who's athletic. I can't think of... The last guy was Ortiz. And you get the point. You see what I mean? Now, the last thing I'll mention is... Where is it? There was some bars here from Dave. Let's get to this quickly.
So we'll start on the boxing front. Eddie messaged me the other day about a fight for Sheffield, which will be September or October. So if I said the opponent's name, most people, who if not massive boxing fans, wouldn't know him. But it would be the biggest fight in my career because it'd be for a prestigious title. So yeah, Ed just messaged me the other day and said, look, this is an idea. And obviously, so it's Jane. I said, yeah, that's a fucking great idea. So it's looking like it's all going to be Sheffield, September, October, which I would like. I don't want to jump straight into a big fight. Obviously, Wilder fight's been talked about, which is fucking mad, but... And that'd be great. Obviously, the money would be amazing and an opportunity, but... I'd love to go to Sheffield and headline Sheffield. Kell Brook would headline the shows there for years.
So what he's talking about there is Jamie TKV for the British title. Listen, Jamie TKV will be licking his lips at that. Why? There's no other I think Dave Allen's that name now. It's like Adelele versus TKV is not as big as TKV versus Dave Allen. So TKV can jump on that. What are you telling me? TKV is going to fight some nondescript who? And the only fight that TKV might want, which wouldn't even be available now. If TKV could fight Johnny Fisher, he might take that over Dave Allen. But outside of that, which is, again, I don't even think Johnny Fisher's in the mix that anymore. Outside of that, it's Dave Allen all day and night. So this fight will get done. It's the right fight. I've got Dave Allen winning it too. Yeah. If he comes in 10 out of 10 shape, he gets down to, 19 stone or something. I'm not even sure how much that works out being. But if he comes in bang on, it don't go 7-8 rounds, in my opinion. The minute TKV gets tired, Dave will be all over him. And I've got a video coming soon. I've seen Dave training, and I'm impressed. When his hands are going, if he can, that's always been a problem with Dave. Everyone's been saying, you need to let your hands go, because once they're going, you saw it in the Fisher fight. Once his hands start going, it's a problem. Honestly, it's a problem. You see Caballero putting out 80 punches a round, right? You don't have to be the biggest puncher. Caballero's not the quickest either. You got to be fit. And your hands have got to be going. Yeah. And I think Dave's got good... His hooks are... You saw a Fisherman. Them hooks are dangerous. If he can start getting them off more consistently, okay, have a look for a few rounds, warm into it. But after that point, if you can start getting on people 40, 45 punches around every round, and it's going to be very hard for anyone outside of the top 10 to deal with Dave Allen. And even some of them he might catch slipping, to be fair. So, yeah. I mean, I can't wait for that fight to get booked and see what the odds are. Because I think probably Dave will be the favourite there. But if he's not, if it's 50-50, I'm going big on Dave. If he's a massive favourite, if he's a 10-1 favourite, then no point touching it. There's too much risk there. But if he's close with the odds, I got Dave winning this, bottom line, with TKV. There was something else I was going to mention. No, I think that's about it, actually. So, yeah, big up to Dave. And he has mentioned, in fact, I'll play that bit now. He's more or less been back in the gym.
My sister was born in 89. Anyway, me ex-girlfriend I was with, this Cleo. But probably not big enough, really, when you think about it. A 20 stone. But anyway, that's today's video. There's not been much going off, really, I'm just big enough, really, when you think about it. A 20 stone, £1 yesterday morning. But anyway, that's today's video. There's not been much going off, really, I'm just being consistent with the training. I feel sharp, so just trying to keep that a bit heavy. But Monday, going to get back at it, going to start proper training. September's not too far away, 12, 13, 14, possibly up to 16, 17 weeks away. Just want to get some weight off and get fit now and just keep doing the boxing as I am.
There you go. And that's the... I'm so glad Dave said that. Now, saying it's one thing, but he has said he's getting back in the gym on Monday. So I'll take him at his word now. That, you see, it's the mindset shift. He's now saying 13, 14 weeks isn't that much time. And that's the right way of thinking. Normally, I've mentioned this before, when I was at university, you think... You do it the other way around. You say, well, 10's plenty, so I'll start at 8 weeks out. Well, 8's plenty. I can do 6. The best way of thinking is 14 ain't a lot. I can do lots more, right? You can always find things to improve on. And the further you start out, the less pressured it is, the more enjoyable it is as well. You're not doing a fat camp. You're not stressing about, I've only got 6 weeks. You can go in there, practice things, work more, and actually build your craft. So I'm happy to hear this from Dave. And on this run, I don't think many people are going to be able to stop him. And if his confidence breeds confidence, he beats TKV for the British title. Levels up again. Yeah, the Fisher 1 to Fisher 2 fight, he leveled up. There's no reason he wouldn't... TKV is a step up from Fisher. There's no doubt about that. But if he knocks TKV out, he's really on a run then. Yeah? There's no telling, he might knock out... I wouldn't... Listen, it sounds crazy. I wouldn't put it past him knocking Joe Joyce out at this point with overhand. Because Joe's a sucker for it. He's got a good chin, but Chisora put him down with the overhand right. Zhang El Sparkletoned him. Joe's too slow. And I think that worked for Dave, the slowness of it. The shots are like, come on. Dave's not the quickest, but Joe is the slowest I've ever seen. Right. Chisora will be a great scrap. I'm not saying Chisora's been knocked out before. All these fights I wouldn't bet on. I wouldn't say there's no way Dave Allen can clip Chisora. There's no way Dave Allen can clip Dillian White. And actually, last thing I'll say. Fraser Clark's obviously jumped on the bandwagon now. He said, Dave Allen could train for a year and not beat me. I wouldn't mind. Listen, the thing about that fight though is Fraser Clark. I'd pick Dave to beat Fraser Clark. The best Dave beats the best Fraser Clark at this point. His bones are soft. His cardio is super suspect. He can't punch. But I'm not sure it does the numbers. What's Fraser Clark known for? Getting his head taken off. What's Fraser Clark known for? He's known for his bones being soft. He's known for having a stroke against Fabio Wardley. So he don't have that pull of Joyce, Chisora, White. So what's he really doing for Dave Allen? Unless Sky Boxer throw a whole bunch of cash at him with their new deal that's coming, which is probably unlikely. But if there's big money there, if they're offering similar money as a Joe Joyce or Dillian White or Chisora fight, then yeah, take that one. But I think Clark's he's fresher than them lot. And he's quick until he gets tired. They had a fight the first time and I need to watch it back. But I don't think Dave Allen was massively out of it. He just looked like he was unfit and was a step short. So like I said, for me, I'll be betting on it. I assume Dave Allen would be a big underdog against Fraser Clark. And if it was the case, like I said, in my opinion, the best Dave Allen beats the best Fraser Clark from what I've seen. Anyway, I mean, I wouldn't even put the best Dave Allen beating Fabio Woodley either, to tell the truth. If I'm telling the God's honest truth right now, I wouldn't put it. I don't see much there with Wardley. I really don't. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, people. Smash the like button, subscribe, like the bell, 100%. There's no doubt about this. Some people stop it. Yep, bosh.